Hey, what's up, app Mafis? Welcome back to the commute. And in this video, we'll be learning about features of inline functions. Previously, I've already given you a good overview of inline functions and how do they function. In this video, we'll be talking about features like no inline, cross inline, and I think so non-local returns. So all these three features we'll be talking about, and hopefully you will understand them really well. But now let's get started. Features of inline functions. The first one that we'll be studying about is called non-local returns. One of the more striking features of inline functions is the support of non-local returns from the lambda expressions. So you can say that non-local returns seem like some kind of returning value. We have some kind of returning from the inline functions, and it acts as one of the features because inline functions are functions, so we can return something. That's what is happening right here. In a normal non-inline function, higher order function, you cannot return from the enclosing function inside a lambda. However, with the inline functions, you can perform a return from the outer function within the lambda because the lambda code is inlined into the calling function. If you do not understand this, let us understand this with an example. Okay, let's first of all make a simple higher order function, right? If you have an action over here, it takes some kind of unit. We quickly make a unit out here, and this is a simple higher order function accepting an action function. And let's just say that I have HOF calling here, HOF and the println name, right? This not name of course, Hitesh. So it prints out my name soon enough. I don't know where it is. Yeah, here it is. It spits out my name right here. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now let's look at the definition one more time. In a normal non-inline higher order function, okay, this is a higher order function, you cannot return from the enclosing function inside a lambda. This is the enclosing function, inside of the lambda. You cannot return from here. Okay, let's try returning. It does give me an annotation, but I cannot do return from here. You can see return is not allowed here, but it does give me an annotation. Let's look at it afterwards. However, with the inline functions, you can perform a return from the outer function within the lambda because the lambda's code is inline into the calling function. Okay, now let's try to make this inline. First of all, why is it pointing me? Okay, can we just say HOF and it works, right? It works fine. Why? Because a return doesn't know where it is coming from. Since this is not actually inlined, we are not copying and pasting it at the call site. We do not know where should we return from the action. We cannot return. I want to return from HOF, which is the parent function. I want to return from there because this is where the function is being called with. This is where the lambda object is being created. Right now, in order to return from HOF, we need to tell the return where to return from. Right, that's why it's always prompting me at the rate HOF. Right, now let's just try to make it inline. Right, inline, here is inline and it still works fine. It's gonna still prompt me because it still doesn't know where it is coming from. Right, but let's remove this. Let's say name. Right, name. Okay, and then call HOF here. Right, let's say println Hitesh and then return. As you can see, the return works perfectly here, and I can call the name function right here, as you can see, and it prints fine right here. Right, Hitesh gets printed at the rate function call site. Now it has a return here because it is inline. Now if I remove it, it will start to show me error. Please to return at the rate HOF, as you can see, but within line it works. Now why does it work? Let's look at the definition again. In a normal non-inline higher order functions, you cannot return from the enclosing function inside lambda, as I have seen. We cannot return from it. However, with the inline functions, you can perform a return from the outer function within the lambda, right? Because the lambda's code is inlined into the calling function. Now this is the calling function. Now what we can do is, how do we inline it? Copying this and pasting it at the call site. Now it knows where to exit from, right? That's what inline does, and that's exactly what we are doing. With inline, we can actually return it because it is practically being copied and pasted right here. It knows where is the parent function and we can exit from here, and that's what exactly the non-local returns mean. With inline function, we can do return, but with non-inline functions, not possible to do so because there is no way to know for the return where to exit from. That's why we need to change it to at the rate whatever the parent names is, right? That's how we can exit from this lambda parameter. Hope you understand this. This is one of the features of non-local returns. So hopefully you enjoyed this section and introduction to one of the features of inline functions called non-local returns, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what to do: like, share, subscribe, and of course there will be 2 more videos around introduction to the features of inline functions. Hopefully you enjoyed those 2, and for now this is it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.